Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Painting with Harold, and I am Harold. And as you can see tonight, we have a black canvas turned on landscape, 16 by 20. And all I've done is applied a thin, even coat of liquid clear. And that's a thin, even coat. It has to be a thin coat of liquid clear. Then, well, let me tell you my colors first. I've got out two piles of titanium white, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, midnight black, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, and I made me a small pile of alizarin crimson and phthalo green mixed together and got me a true black. And then I got out a little of the bright red. Now I may or may not use the bright red. I don't know. But what I've done is I took a 1-inch brush and I came right up here with some phthalo blue, made me a little circle using the X strokes. Come on the outside of that with some Prussian blue and brought it around. And came on the outside of that with some midnight black. Then I covered the whole bottom with phthalo blue and Prussian blue with just a little bit of the black in it, just a very little bit. And that'll be for our water. Now with the lights like they are, you may be able to see that little hint of phthalo blue. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1-inch brush and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to get just a small amount and tap it right on my brush of the titanium white. I'm going to come right here in the center and I'm just going to start working my way around. Just like so. And then the further we go away from the center, the darker it's going to get. It's going to get out here and go to picking up those other colors. And it'll start darkening itself down. And that's what we want it to do. We want it to get darker as it moves away from what's going to be our moonlight tonight. And then when we run out of paint, we want to just come over here, wash the brush. Now, anytime you're using liquid clear and paint thinner, the one thing you want to remember is before you go back up here to this canvas, make sure that brush is dry. Because paint thinner and liquid clear have a violent reaction. And that's something we don't want happening tonight. Thank you, my wife. The Barnabas Project. That's my wife. In case somebody comes in and sees the name. All right, got the brush good and dry. Come back over here and pick up a little more white. I'm going to come right back into the center. Again, with the little X strokes. Just going to start working my way out again. And you can see how that color is getting darker the further we go out. And that's what we want it to do. We want it to just fade out in the darkness. All right. I'm going to knock over that color out. Go ahead and wash it again. These black canvas paintings will make you an expert brush washer. I'll say that. That's one thing they'll do for you. You do get to wash your brush. All right. I'm just hid off camera over here, so y'all have a question or whatever, I can see it right here on my monitor. So if you got something you want to say or whatever, just jump in there and say it. Which we don't have any. I don't think we got but 4 people in the room right now. So, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna paint. All right, we're gonna do this one more time in the center, and hopefully this will be the last time we have to do this. We're gonna work our way on out to the dark area now. And we'll go ahead and do this on both sides. About like so. All right, I'm gonna drop that brush in the thinner. Then I'm gonna come over here and pick me up a 2-inch brush. And with this 2-inch brush, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna come up here and just start working it around. Just do not carry this contaminated or this dirty brush back into the center, because if you do, you're gonna darken up your light spot. And we want that center to stay as light as we can get it. We just want our dark out here on the sides, away from our light. All right. Then I'll wash that brush. All right. You want to make sure it's good and dry. Then we'll go back up and we'll blend all this in. Just make sure the brush is dry. All right, I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to lightly blend across. And just lightly blend all these colors together across here. Just real light. Just like so. That's all we're doing. Jasmine Moore can't stay, but I look forward to watching the recap later. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. I thank you for stopping by. And I hope you enjoy the recap later. All right. Now I'm going to hang on to that brush just a second. Then I'm going to come back up here to my white now. And I'm going to get just a little bit of white on my finger. And I'm going to come up here in my bright spot. And I'm just going to rub me in a round circle up here to indicate my moon. Because this is a night painting. And then we'll just very lightly brush across that and just set that moon right down into the painting. Just real light. Just like so. All right. Now I'm going to pick me up a number 6 fan brush. Just the number 6. Come up here. I'm going to load both sides of it with titanium white. Then I'm going to come on this side of the moon. And I just want to come in here with a little indication of a little small cloud out here. Just just like so. Then I'll wash that brush and get all the colors out of it. Make sure it's good and dry. We'll come up here, get us a little more. Put us a little cloud right in here. Just making little small circles. That's all I'm doing. Just little small circles. And we'll let this one just fade on off. Wash brush again. I'm telling you, this is a brush washing technique right here with this black canvas paintings. All right. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take this one. Let's go ahead and carry it on off the canvas too. I don't know that we'll see all of that in a little bit. We may put a couple trees up there. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. We'll just see what happens as it goes along. I know we're going to have some tall trees in this painting, but I don't know the location of every one of them just yet until we start with the layout. All right, I'm going to load up my fan brush one more time. Then I'll just come right in here with a little small cloud right through here. Just bring it out, let it kind of fade out into the darkness over here, just like so. I think our brightest spots are going to be right there close to the moon anyway, so we'll come back and add a little white on them if we have to. All right, drop that fan brush in the thinner. Now I'm going to pick up that 2-inch brush that we was using earlier, and we'll come right up here, and I'm going to start right at the bottom of this cloud and just making real small circles. Real small circles. I want to come up here with just a corner of it and blend that bottom out, just like so. And then we'll do the same to these. Just come up here, blend it out. And we'll get this big one up here. And we'll blend it out, just like so. And then very lightly, we're going to come through here. We're going to fluff them up. Just like so. Same over here. Just want to fluff them up. And then just kind of blend them out as you go down. All right. Give me another clean paper towel over here. Get this brush clean. And just kind of blend it out along the bottom. All right, got this little hair right there we need to get rid of. Well, it don't want to leave. It likes this guy. All right, and then just softly, very softly blend across these over here. Just real soft. Just a very, very gentle touch is all it is. Just setting them down into the sky. Just real gentle. Just like so. All right. Then we'll save that brush for a minute. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick up my filbert brush. That's just a little brush with the rounded tip. Then I'll come up here right into the straight titanium white. And I'm going to load up just a tip. And I'm going to come in here along the tops. And I just want to add some extra white along the tops of these clouds to give them that extra little glow. Since they're that close to the moon, I feel like they're gonna be a little brighter. So we'll add a little bit of titanium white across the top of them here, just to kind of light them up. Kind of work it down into the cloud a little, just a little. See how I'm doing that? Just barely pulling it down into the cloud just a little bit. Then I'll knock that paint off the brush. Come up here and get a little more. We'll come over here and do the same with this one. Come in here and give it a couple little high spots, little bright spots. And work this one down, just like so. All right, we'll clean that brush. And after this white sets up a little bit and goes to kind of getting tacky, you can come back in and do that again. And they'll really glow in. They'll light up like something that'll just blare. All right, now we just barely want to come in here and just barely hypnotize these colors. Just barely move them. That's all we want to do. Just like fluffing them up, but just barely touching them. Because you don't want to destroy them. I mean, you just made them, so you don't want to kill all your white that we just put in. All right, then we'll fluff this one up again. And don't worry about all them little strings you pull out. They'll go away. And then just real lightly come in here and just brush across. Real light. That's all you got to do. And then just kind of blend out the bottom into nothing. Just like so. Hi, Harry. And I think that is Tina. Am I right, Tina? All right, now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to tap my 2-inch brush and just some titanium white. And I'm going to start here at the bottom. And I'm just going to come across. And you remember the colors we put in down here was the same colors we put in the sky, the phthalo blue, the Prussian blue, but we just added a little black down here to give us that water effect. And we just want to come across here and keep these colors straight, which that don't look straight, does it? Looks like it's a little lower on this side. All right. We'll just softly blend these colors in. We'll let it be darker down here at the bottom. We just want to lightly blend this together down here, just like so. Kind of separate our sky from our water. All right, now it looks high on the side. Oh, I got to get used to painting at this angle. All right. We'll make do with that because we got to come in here and do some structure building anyway, so we'll be all right. All right, I'll wash that brush now. Linda's back. Hey, Linda. I'm digging the clouds. Thank you, ma'am. And looks great already. I don't know how to say your name. Bovaclin? I hope I didn't butcher that. Me being country and trying to say your name. But I appreciate you being here. I really do. Just call you Bo. I got you, man. That sounds great. Bo. Okay. That works. All right. Linda says, I'm going to have to try this one. I love black canvases. I do too. They are, it's fun to watch them come to life. It really is. I love painting on black canvas. All right. I'm going to go back now to my filbert brush again. If this camera starts getting out of focus and doing something crazy, y'all let me know because all I got to see this in is my computer screen, and I'm not constantly staring at it. I'm trying to watch the paint too. All right, I'm gonna load up both sides of this with black, just like so. And I'm gonna come right over here, and you may not see much of this because it's already black, but I'm gonna come right in here, and I just want to create me a black line across here, just to kind of separate. That don't look bad. I'm straight. Look at that. I got lucky. Now it's not as important over here, say from about right here out, as it is from here back. Okay, and I'll show you why in a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna come on top of that, and I'm not really gonna try to, just make a crazy shape. I'm just gonna come in here and go up and down with it, and just across, and maybe put a couple little dips in it. I'm not trying to get real fancy with a shape here. And I'm just going to come across under the moon. And then when I get to about right over in here, I'll just stop it. Because like I said, that's not even important over there. But now I do want this top. I want it good and black. In other words, make sure you get you a good bit of paint up here at the top. Because that'll be important for this next step here in a few minutes. All right, then I'm just going to come in here and just color this in. Just turn this whole little section right here. Probably should have picked up a 1-inch brush and did this, but it won't take long. Just come up here and paint it black. That's all I'm doing. And like I said, over here is not really important right now. But I tell you what we will do, just for the sake of saying we did it, we'll come in here and we'll just carry out the black color. Just for the sake of it. All right. Now, just like that. All right, now I want to take a 1-inch brush. It's clean and dry. And then make sure you get your a clean paper towel handy. Just in case you need it, because you may need it, you may not. I don't know. All right, I'm going to start over here in this corner. And I'm just going to start down here in this black, and I'm going to come up. And I'm just going to pull straight up out of the black. And I'm going to go taller in some places and shorter in some places. but I want to pull up out of this black, and I want to do it straight. I want these to stay as straight as I can keep them, because they're going to represent trees way off in the distance. And if they're blowed over or laid over, they're going to look like the wind's blowing back here. And then just come back in here and fill your black back in. Now, our moonlight is coming across here, and I don't know if you've ever looked at the sun or directly at the moon, but anytime you got a bright light behind something, it's gonna always silhouette the object that's there. So, other words, we don't even have to put no color in here because that moonlight's got it all silhouetted back here. Now, the one thing we will do is we will pick us up a fan brush. Let me find it. It's just a number 6, or you can use a number 3, whatever one you're comfortable with. Just make sure it's got decent bristles on it. I wouldn't use a real raggedy one for this, because I got some raggedy ones that I use for certain things. All right, just a number 6 is all it is. And I'll come up here and let me show you this. All right, on my palette, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here in my white, and I'm just gonna pull it down on one side, just like so. And then with the other side, I'm gonna go in and push up and just get me some paint right on the edge of my brush. See how I loaded that? Pull it down on one side, and then come back with the other side and just kind of push you up a little ridge. All right, this is our moon. So if it's hitting the water, it's going to hit that water right under here. And we want to slowly let it dance its way across the water, just like so. And just kind of let it work out. Let that paint kind of work off the brush. Now, if you want yours to go that way or this way, that's entirely up to you. I'm just bringing mine kind of straight down. All right. And then come back up here. Now, along this outside edge, I want to just very easily come across here and add just a little bit of white along the bottom to make it look like a water line. But as it gets further off that way and this way, I want it to go away. So I'll come in here now on this side, and I'll pull a little bit this way, and then I'll stop it. That should be about as far as we need it to go. All right. Now I'm going to pick up just a little bit more white on both sides of the brush, just a little. And we'll come in here now in the middle of this, and I'm going to start pulling this across like so. And I want to just very lightly rub this across. Just real light. Just like so. And if you do it light enough, it'll give that water little speckles across there. But just real lightly. That's all you want to do. Is just pull that across. Just like so. And just let your moon reflection right here, just kind of let it blend in the water. We need to brighten it back up just a little bit right in here. Just a little. I don't think it'll take much. We'll add just a little bit more color in there. All right, we'll knock that color off, and then we'll come across. This is a real light touch I'm doing with this fan brush. Real light. And I'm trying to keep it as straight as I can across there. Just like so. See how I did that? Now to make your moonlight look like it's got all it split up back here, but your brightest part is right here where you're under the moon. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wash that brush now. I'm going to come back over here now. I'm going to grab that filbert brush again. Get it good and clean, and then we want to get it good and dry. That's dope. That's great. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Okay, now with the filbert brush, I'm going right back into the black. Now this is that black that I made with the alizarin crimson and phthalo green. And all it is it's the same amount of phthalo green and alizarin crimson mixed together, the same amount. All right, about right here where my moonlight kind of stops. I'm gonna come in here. I don't want to take all of it. I'll say half of it. And I wanna come in here and come across and start working up at a slight angle right here. I don't want to come way up. I just want like a little rise coming off the canvas over here. About like so. See how I did that? Just a little bit. And then right here, I want to bring this down into the water. Like so. And I want to pull it back across. Just like so. And then just like up here, I want to come in here now and paint it in. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. Just like so. All right. That's not really. I'm going to try to straighten that up just a little bit. Yeah, about like that. Yeah. Okay. Now, just like that, we got us a little, kind of like a little island out here. And if you want to, you can come back and you put in a little hump right there, just to break up those straight lines. Because we don't really like hard straight lines in nature. Nature don't really provide us with many of those. So we won't have one today. All right, now let's see. What brush do we want next? All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start with my script liner. Don't know if that's what I'm going to stay with or not. But I'm going to take my script liner brush, and the first thing I'm going to do, let me get my knife over here. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of we got the evil bright red running down the canvas over here, don't we? And watch that stuff. All right, I'm going to take a little of the dark sienna, and we'll bring it over here. And I'm going to get just a little bit of the yellow ochre and bring it over here. Get it all off my knife. Then I'm going to come up here and grab some of my white and bring it down here. And I just want to marble mix these colors together. See, just like that. I don't want a solid color. I just kind of want it marbled to where the white and the ochre and the dark sienna all showing. Now all I'm doing right now is just spreading it out on my canvas a little bit, just to so I can work out of it. All right, now I'm going to take this script line brush and go right into the thinner. And we'll come right over here into this color. And I want to get it thinned down almost to the consistency of ink. And then take and just roll that brush around in it. That way, when you get it, you can roll it around in there, and then when you get ready, you just pull it out, and it'll make a real sharp point. Just like so. All right, now I'm going to start at the top, and let's see. I'll put my first one. I'll put my first one right here. I'm going to come down with this. All right. Now, I'm going to stop that right there. See how I did that? That's a tree trunk, but I stopped it. Okay? Now, the reason I stopped it is because here in a few minutes, we're going to be adding something in here. All right, then I want to come over here, and I'll put one just a little bit taller. And I'll stop it. And then I'll come back here with one. And stop it. Okay. Now, I'm going to clean that brush. Hey, Dream World. How you, man? All right, now I'm going to take that same script liner brush and I'm going to come over here with my black. And we'll get some black on it now. Then I'll come back up here. And I'll make another one. But I want it to be black. And then I'll put another one out here. Then I'm going to add a black one in here. Just a couple of short ones, like so. I watched one of your videos earlier today. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was a snow scene. Man, that thing reminds me of Thomas Kincaid's work, As Good As You Are. You're a good painter. I'll say that. All right. Now I'm gonna take my fan brush, clean it out real good, and get it good and dry. All right. I'm gonna come now. Let me show you how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come now into my sap green just a little bit, about like that on the brush. Then I'm gonna come over here to the midnight black. Now this is not the same black I got down here. This is the midnight black. Okay. And I'm just gonna load this brush up with color on both sides. Just load it up, pulling it through that paint. Then I'm gonna come right up here. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Let me pull this forward a little bit. I'll readjust it in a second. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna tore up everything. All right. I'm gonna get this where y'all can see it. Oh. All right. I'm gonna come right up here to this first one. And I just want to start just lightly touching it. Now I don't want these to be the real big wide evergreen trees that we normally do. These are going to be just kind of little skinnier ones. Now I don't know what they're called, but we want to just leave a little of that trunk showing every now and then. Don't cover up the whole trunk. Just come down and just keep it kind of skinny. You know, like I said, these are not the same big evergreen trees that we always normally do. Now, the green didn't really show up yet. And it may not. And if it don't, that's fine. And if it does, that's fine. And I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. All right. I'm gonna load my brush up again. Same way. I'm gonna come right over here on this little black one now and do it the same way. Just touch it, bring it down till it disappears right there, like so. Then we'll come back up here on this other brown one now. And I'm gonna do it the same way. And just remember, leave some of that trunk showing every now and then. You know, don't cover the whole trunk up. Because in my mind, some of that moonlight's gonna get through there. You know, probably not much, but some of it. I don't think it'll be a lot, but all right, then we'll keep him kind of skinny. And just bring it down and stop it. And then we'll do this black one right here beside it. Same way. Just kind of filling it in. Now you see why this part over here wasn't important. Because we're covering it all up with trees. All right, we've got a lot of trunk showing in that one. That's all right. We'll be okay. All right, then we're going to come over here on this one. We're going to do it the same way. I'm going to leave a little of the trunk showing in it. And stop it. Pick up a little more of our color now. Then we'll come over here. We'll start just bringing these down. All we really want in here is just a little bit of the color. All right, now I'm gonna come back with my fan brush now, and I want to get it good and sharp. And I want to come back up here to the top of these trees, and I want to touch, and I want to put me a little peak sticking out up there, because I'm gonna come back with my knife in a little bit and redo that. But over in here, we just want it to look like it's just full of trees in here, about like so. Okay. Now I'll drop that brush in the thinner. YouTube Live really needs an intermission, but that way y'all have time to go get you some popcorn, another cold cut. All right. Ooh, let's go ahead and do the hard part. I'm gonna grab my knife. Whew, this is gonna be the fun part. All right, I'm gonna come right up here, and let's see. I'm gonna start from this side. I don't know how this is gonna look because I am not used to doing stuff like this at this angle. So y'all bear with me. All right, I'm gonna come about right here, and I want to put just a little front eave right here because I'm gonna have to have one on my cabin. Then I'm gonna come down on this side, like so. Then I'm gonna put my roof on it. I want my roof to be right in here. But it's gonna have to come down at that angle, like so. Okay. And then on this side, I'm going to have a little eave showing. And we got to come in here and pull straight down. And same thing on this side. Come in here and pull it straight down. Now the thing about this is you can't really see what's going on yet. But when we start highlighting it and putting all our color on it, you'll be able to see it then. I'll tell you what, I'll just get my filbert brush and we'll just go ahead and I'll take some Van Dyke Brown and we'll go ahead and just draw it in. All right, I'm just going to come right up here in the Van Dyke Brown. I'm just going to come off this corner over here. And then off this corner right here. And just kind of draw a little cabin in. Like so. Then we want our roof to come back at an angle like this. We want it to come down like so. And then pull it down across here. Now I know what you're thinking. This is all dark. And But once we come back in here with a little bit of highlight and get everything all cleaned up, it'll start making more sense. Come down in here. Just let it disappear over here into the brown. Into the black. Just like so. All right. Now I'm gonna pick up my fan brush that we had earlier that we made all these trees with. Make sure it's good and clean. Had a lot of dark color in it, so it's gonna have to really clean it. Okay. Make sure it's good and dry. All right, now I'm gonna make me a little color here. I'm gonna take me some titanium white and just a drop of black, about that much. Don't want much black at all. And I'm just making a real light gray. Yeah, I love cabins too in a painting. I think they just add to it, in my opinion. And I want just a real light gray here, real light. See, as you can see it, is that in focus? Can everybody tell me? Or do I need to try to, whoops, wrong knob. Oh, that's right. I got to push it back yet, don't I? I didn't push it back a while ago. That's right. My bad. Okay. But you can see that's compared to that black right there. It's a real light there. Yeah. Then I'll clean my knife off. If my birds get too loud, I may just have to stop the stream, y'all, and just finish the painting, and y'all can see it on YouTube or something, because I don't know why they'd be acting crazy tonight. They got food and water. And I had a talk with them and told them to be quiet tonight. They said they would, but I don't know. Sounds like they may have told me a lie. All right. Now I want to come up here with this light gray color on my fan brush. And I just want to very, very softly just touch in a couple places. I don't want to put much highlight on up here at all. I just want to kind of indicate a little light up here. But I don't want it to look like snow either. I just want it to kind of light the corner of these trees up a little bit. Basically just where you can see them. Yeah, about like it'll do. Because you're going to pick up some more of the black color as you're working down. So you basically just let that happen. And we'll touch this little one right here, just a little. Like I said, I don't want a lot of I don't want a lot of light in here, just enough to show that we got some trees back here. And then let them get darker as they come down toward the cabin. Because I think if it's going to be any light in it at all, it's going to be kind of up higher. I don't think there'll be much light down low. All right, then we'll just kind of close that up a little. Then we'll do this one just a tad. Then we'll come over here, get this one just a little. And maybe a little on this one. And then the last one. Just a little. About like so. All them last ones over there, if they don't get much highlight, that's okay. Because they don't really need a whole lot over there. Just enough to. All right. I said I didn't want this to look like snow. All right, now I have to get some black. Now my dogs are getting fired up. All right, we'll get some black and come back in here and fix this. Because that's too much white. Way too much white for that area. We got another tree going there, but I don't need a lot of build up right there. All right, I'll scrape some of that paint out when we start putting our other tree right there. So we won't worry about that for now. We know we can fix it later. All right, now I'm going to take some of the, well, I need to come up here and fix my trees first. Put that tip sticking out on them up here. Like so. Now that color we made earlier that we did the trunks with, we'll pick a little bit up now. That's the white with a little ochre and dark sienna in it. All right, I'll come right here. And I'm going to start straight down on the cabin right here. Like so. Then I'll come over here to the side. I'm going to come straight down on it, just like so. Just come in here and kind of pull this color down. Let it mix with that black. Because we got to keep in mind this is a night scene. If it's going to get, if we're going to have a light color out here, we don't want it. We don't want it glowing. Oh no, that's bad, Cricket. Okay, we got to work on that perspective. Yeah, we got to bring this side down. Like so. Oof. Pull all that down. Where am I off at here? Okay. This side's coming out. Like so. It's got to come down. I cannot see at these angles. I do not like this angle at all. I can't tell if I straighten it up in there or not. So I know we got to have that dark edge over there. All right, let's take a little bit of this gray. We'll come up here along the roof. And we'll go ahead and outline it. Like so. And we'll come in here. A little of it. Pull it down. Just let a little light hit this roof. It ain't gonna take much for it to be effective up here. In fact, probably the least amount we have, the better off we'll be. We don't want a real bright roof for a couple reasons. Number one, it's a night scene, and number two, the roof is kind of going away from the light source here. All right, we got a little tree gonna come up behind here, so we need to work on this front half really. That needs to be our main focal point. We can hide some of it here in a second. All right, get our roof line straight across here. About like so. I'm gonna take a little of a black. And I'm gonna come down this side. I'm gonna put my eave in. Across here like so. And then we can take us a little small round brush. I got one somewhere here. Just a little small round. Come up here and clean this line up. Like so. Just come back and pull it in at this little angle here. To give it that little overhang look, like a roof always does. Then I'll pick up just a little more to black while I'm here. All right, I tell you what, let me go and get some more of this light color out of here now while I'm here. That way when we come up here to start working on things, that color's just not eating away at everything. And I'll take a little bit of it, just a very little bit. We'll come over here under this roof and we'll pull in just a little bit of this brown over here just to give it a dark look, about like so. But keep in mind, we got a tree coming right in there, so. All right, now I'm gonna pick up some of the black on my little brush, and I'll just come right in here. I'm gonna put a little door in our cabin, about like so. Just work on the door's perspective, make sure it's right. About like so. That still ain't right. That looks a little better. Looks like our cabin is leaning like it's supposed to fall off in the lake over there. All right, we'll come over here and we'll give him a little outline on this side. And we'll give him one right here on this side. And we'll pull us a perspective line across here. Maybe that'll, I don't know, I didn't have mine. It sure looks like it's going to fall off in the lake in any minute here. See if we can pull it out this way. Nope, that didn't happen either. Well, I guess if it falls in the lake, we'll just say, did nobody live there? Okay. That way it'll look like an old cabin sitting back in here. All right, we'll pick us up some of the Van Dyke Brown, put on that little edge of the knife, and come up here now and just start putting us in some indication of some boards on this front side. Kind of clean things up as best we can. Can't really see them too good, can you? Just add him in. Yeah, he looks like he could topple over any day. All right. Let me pick up a little of our light color and come in here and try to fix that some. Okay, that's a little better. I can live with that for now. All right. Now I'm going to pick me up a 1-inch brush. And I'm going to come up here and just some of the black and green that we used earlier. And I just want to come across here and just tap it on the little mountainside here, the little hillside we built. Kind of do a cabinectomy on our cabin here. Just come across with the with the color, just like so, and down toward the water a little bit. It ain't got to be much, just a very little bit, like so. Okay. Now, I want to pick up my script liner again, and I want to bring it back over here to the center again. I'm going to come back into the light brown color that we made earlier. And I'm going to come right up here. And I want to drop down into the little island right here with a tree. We'll give him a little foot to stand on, which we'll fix all that in a minute. I'm going to come up into here just a little. And I'm going to pull off this side just a little. And I'm going to bring a limb across here. And maybe one across here. And I want to put a couple of small limbs up here coming out. And one about right here. About like so. And we'll put some darker color in our tree. Make it look a little better. About like that. Alright, I'm going to wash my script liner brush right quick. Alright, then I'm going to take the brush that's got my dark colors on it. Come in here and just tap just a corner. Just a corner. And the little green and black color we got made. Then I'm going to come up here and just lightly tap a couple places. Just real light. Because this is not going to be a huge tree. It's just going to be a little small tree up here. And we don't want to cover up all our dark color. And then to make our light color with, we're going to come back up here and we're going to get a little of this white now to make our highlight color. And we're just going to tap these colors together until that white is starting to take on that green, that dark green effect, but still maintaining a light color too. But we don't want it real light. We don't want it up here glowing. All right, then we'll come right in here. See that? And just lightly touch this color around in a couple places. Just real light. Bring it over onto the roof. Just about like so is all we need. That really didn't have enough green in it, did it? Light. That got way too light. All right, let's bring some green back in this. Kind of darken it down some. I don't like that at all. What do you use to wash your brush with? I'm using mineral spirits drink. I don't like that tree. I do not like that tree. All right, I think what I'll do is I'll come in here and get some of this black. I'm not going to put some dark in it, just see if I can hide some of it. I'm starting to get mud up there. I need to quit. All right. Now, let me show y'all what you do when you do something you don't like. You take your knife and you come up here. And you scrape it off, just like that. You know, you always have people worried about messing up a painting. Well, you ain't got to worry about messing up. Just fix it when you do. All right, I'm going to take my paper towel and ball it up in a little ball. And I'm going to come right up here. And I'm just going to go in here and just get out all this paint I can. Just like so. Just like so. That's all you got to do. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, ooh, that's bad. Well, it looks a whole lot worse than it really is, trust me. We will fix this. Okay. All right. Get my script line brush back. That's a hard little brush to keep up with. He rolls up under everything. Happy accident. That's right. We don't know. We don't know how happy it's going to be just yet, though. It may not be happy. It may be a disaster. Let's hope it ends up being a happy accident. All right, I'm going to pick up a script liner, get some thinner on it, come back up here in some black, and I'll come back up here, and I'll come down with my tree shape again, just like so. And we'll give him some feet out here to stand on. And we'll give him a few little limbs. Like so. He just ended up being a little bit bigger tree than we wanted him to be. But that's all right. Trees need to be big sometimes too. So far, so good. You are brave, man, doing this live. I got to tell you that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm brave or if I'm dumb, buddy. I don't know. There's a difference between brave and goofy, I guess, sometimes. I don't know. But I appreciate the compliment. I really do. All right. So this time we're gonna work this with a little bit different brush. We're gonna pick up us a where's it at? No, I'm gonna do it with a 1-inch brush. I know it'll work with one, and I'm gonna make it work with one. All right, let me get one over here and get him good and washed. We gotta get it good and dry. All right, now I'm gonna come back up here again in the green again. Just on that corner. Then I'm gonna come up here, tap that green on again. Try not to kill all my trunk. That way I'll have a little showing. Like so. About like that. And I'll clean the brush again. And since this didn't want to work with white a while ago, I'll make it work with yellow. I'll just pick up a little yellow. And I won't use much of it. And I'll come up here and highlight it like this. Just give it a little brightness up here where it looks like the moon may be hitting it. About like that. In a couple of places. Then knock a little paint out. And as it starts coming down, let it get darker and darker down in here. Like so. How's that look? That looks a little better, don't it, ladies and gentlemen? What you say about that dream world? You say I'm brave. I think we saved it a little bit. All right, we're going to take that little script liner again now and come back over here in this brown again. This is that brown that we made to make the tree trunks with earlier. And I'm just going to come in here and just put just a baby amount of color on our little tree here, on our trunk, just where it's seen. I don't want it to look like a highlight. I just want it to look like, like it's seen. If you have to get a little thinner, you can get just a little bit. Just remember, don't come in here and set this on fire. Just like that. Just clean your brush off. Come back up here and take some of that off. Just like that. That's all we're looking for. Just something to kind of show that it is a tree in there. And now, in our cabin color right here, I'm going to come back up here now where we got all of this faded out at. I'm going to put this color back in here, like so. Then I'm going to take that little round brush I had earlier. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of smooth this back out in here. Just like so. You can't use your normal colors. No, you can't. Or you're not supposed to. Let's say it like that. What's say if we use them tonight because we got such a strong full moon? Think we can get away with it then? All right, I'm going to pick up just a little bit of the sap green now. I'm going to bring it over here in my yellow. You can turn it into a magical scene. Yeah. Right, we'll come along here and we'll just paint our grass on. And we'll just let it be a little brighter out here in the moonlight. If the moon's going to hit it, it's going to hit it out here. And then let it kind of work down toward the water. Just like so. Just kind of let it come down the hill over here. About like so. And then as it gets back here behind the cabin, we want it to stay dark. We want it to be real dark back in here. And then we just bring it in here like so. And then the only place that's really getting any light is off the moonlight right there. We'll just let that work like that. Yeah, I was using gray and well, you seen what happened. Turned it into snow up there. I really got to get used to painting at this angle. This is it's a tough angle for me. And I got to quit making excuses. Just paint, you know. All right, I'm gonna take this fan brush here and work some of this color down in the front. Make it look like little wood, little lines in the wood. All right, then I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more of the green and yellow on my fan brush here. Not much, just a little. Then we'll come across the bottom here. Just pop up a little color down in here on the water. About like so. I don't want a real bright water line up here, so I'm just gonna come across, put one in, and then we'll just work it out. Just kind of let it fade out, about like so. Now, I think in my mind, where that moonlight got stopped at up there, I feel like it's gonna come back over here on this side and pick back up and continue off our painting out here. About like so. And then we'll do it just like we did at the top. We'll just take that fan brush and just lightly come across. Just real lightly. About like so. And then the last thing I want to do to this painting, before I sign it, I'm going to pick up my script liner brush again. And we'll come right into the black and get it loaded up with paint. And I want to come in here at an angle with just a little, like a little tree limb hanging out into the night out here. Not like so. Then I want to come up with another one hanging out in here. Not like so. And then maybe down at the bottom, right around in here. Bring another one out and up, not like so. And then just run this dark color on off like it's part of a tree over here. Like all we can see is half of it. Thicken this up just a little bit. Pull it on out. Like so. And then along here at the bottom, we'll just pull up a couple little small twigs of whatever you want them to be. Little grass or whatever. Ain't gonna take many of these to be effective. Alright, then I want to pick up another little round brush, and I'm gonna come right up here right into the black, and I'm gonna tap some of the color off, because all I want to do now is just come up here and just touch around on these limbs. Just little small indication of leaves. Nothing major, just little small indications up here. Don't want a lot of detail in them. Just want some little small leaves looking objects just here and there. You know, you can have them covering the limb in places, and in other places you don't have to have. Just get them pretty much up wherever you want them. And you don't have to put a highlight on these at all because they're silhouetted. But just, give it a little indication of some small leaves up here and there. That's all you got to do. Just like so. You can put a little back in here, make it look like you got a limb going yonder way. Like that. Just cover that limb a little. And just, do these, as many as you want up here. That's all you got to do. You don't have to fill the whole canvas up with them. Just however many you want to do. However big you want your little tree. Because this will just sell the illusion that you got another little tree growing right here. Off to the side of the canvas over here. Cover the trunk right there a little bit. This big limb here can have another little limb extending out. One going that way. Just like so. Just make sure you get this good and colored down in here. You won't be able to see the trunk on both sides. And we'll fix this limb because it's going to be pretty thick at the base right there to hold all that up. All right, now we'll drop that brush in the thinner. All right, now I'm gonna pick up. I'll tell you what. Let's just do it with a fan brush. Let me show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the fan brush, and I'm just gonna go right into the paint, right in the corner like that, and just tap it until I knock some of the paint off. Then we'll come right in on these little grass looking things I pulled up and I'm just going to touch, just real lightly. See that? Just touching. There's not much paint on the brush at all. And all that'll do is it'll just look like little indication of maybe a grass growing out here with some seeds on it or something. That's all we're looking for. Just a little subtle change. See, that's all it is. Just something a little different in the painting. And it don't take many of them to be effective. About like that's all you need. Well, I put out some red to sign this, but I don't think I'm going to sign it in red. I think I'm going to sign it in this gray color over here. We'll come in here and just get me some of the gray. And I'll put my mark on it. And I'll call it done. It's not exactly how I wanted it, but we had this little happy accident on that tree. It kind of stands out. It stands out a little more than I'd like for it to have. With it being that yellow and green, it should have been more in the gray and white tones and blues. But sometimes a painting just don't work out exactly the way we want it to. So we just kind of have to roll with it. And this is one of them times we're gonna roll with it. Thank you, Dream World. I appreciate it, man. It was a struggle there at the end. That tree kind of threw me off. But overall, Jesus said, I like it. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate that. It turned out, I'm happy with it, all except for the real bright tree. I don't think the tree should have been that bright. But, this little tree added some flavor to it, and the little grass kind of helped it out some. So maybe the eye won't be pulled to that too much. Let me get around where y'all can see it. That's the finished painting right there. If y'all can see it, get this end up where it's level, because I got a crooked desk here. But that's the finished product, guys, and I thank y'all very much for joining me. I really do. It could be, as long as you have some good sources of light. Well, I'm hoping that the moon will kind of attest for that. I'm hoping. It may not work that way for me. Somebody will probably pick it apart. But you know something? It don't matter. It really don't matter because it was fun. I had a ball painting it. And I hope y'all had fun watching it. All right. I guess with that being said, I'll call it a night. Thank you, Dream World. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope everybody else that was in here enjoyed it. I don't know. I gotta really work on my YouTube presence. It's just not. I don't know. I just can't seem to get the YouTube crowd. But we ain't gonna give up. We're gonna keep on putting away at it. Sooner or later we'll get it figured out. All right, hey, so see you around, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dream World, appreciate you dropping in again. Don't know who else is here. We got 3. Whoever number 3 is, I appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to call it a night. I got a mess to clean up. Y'all don't get to see the mess. I got probably 30 brushes over there, and all of that's got to be cleaned up. But that's the downside of painting. But we'll get it done. All righty. Thank you all. Remember, I love you guys. God loves you more. Y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you next time right here on Painting with Harold.